Hello everybody, it was just Thanksgiving and the holidays are around the corner. And what food do people eat on both of those holidays? Mashed potatoes, of course. So I thought I would find a way to make mashed potatoes for everybody, even if you can't afford potatoes or don't have the time to peel the potatoes and mash them up. And I think I found a way that'll help anybody, no matter how time constrained or how budget constrained, to make mashed potatoes for their holiday of choice. So, what you'll need is some water, some butter, some pepper, to spice things up a little bit, and of course, your favorite tortilla chips. So the first thing I'm going to do is take out a good amount of chips. I'm just going to make enough for me right now, not because I think this is a waste of chips, it's just because I already ate today. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is mash the chips up until they're a consistency close enough to sand. This is actually a recipe that's been passed down from generation to generation in my family. I wanted you guys to think I came up with it myself, but in reality, my mom taught me this when I was a few years old, and I've been making it ever since when I don't have the time to make mashed potatoes. Oh yeah, I'm really getting to that sand consistency that we're looking for. This is going to taste really good. And now our chips are pretty well ground up, as you can see. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add water. Just enough to make the chips saturated and make them more into a paste rather than sand like we have currently had. And then you're just going to want to mix the water around until you get to a point where it's not too liquidy, but also not too hard. Okay, and just like that, I think my chips are pretty wet, and as you can see, it's looking a bit more like mashed potatoes than it normally would. I actually think I'm going to add a bit more water just to be sure that my consistency is smooth enough for me, because I like my mashed potatoes to be nice and wet, not hard and chunky. Okay, and then any excess water you can just put back in your water reservoir, and you can use that for the next time you make mashed potatoes. And as usual, we'll have a cat on standby to make sure that everything is going to plan and is done safely. Gracie here is going to make sure that my mashed potatoes are looking the right consistency, because sometimes I have a habit of making them a bit too wet, and so she's going to be here to make sure that I don't add a little too much water. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take some butter and we're going to put it in there just to make it a nice buttery consistency. As you can see, mix that butter in, get it real nice and pasty. Oh yeah, that butter is going in real nice. I'm almost not even able to see it in my bowl. It's kind of blending in with the potato pieces. Yes, Gracie, is this the right consistency? Gracie, is this the right consistency? Yeah? Okay, good, it is the right consistency. That's great, that's just what we're looking for. And now we're gonna add the seasoning, which here is just pepper. If you want to add something else and experiment, you can, but I like a nice simple seasoning on my mashed potatoes. So we're simply just going to put on a healthy amount, just enough to cover the top of the potatoes, mostly with pepper. Oh yeah, that pepper is really mixing in there and going really nice with the butter and the chips. I think this is going to be done pretty soon, and if I had to guess, this would take someone on their first try maybe 10 minutes to make. Not very long at all. This is a very cheap and efficient way of creating mashed potatoes. In fact, I would actually do this over normal mashed potatoes sometimes, because the extra crunch of the chips just really adds something that you don't get with real potatoes. But anyways, as you can see, it is all done, and my mashed potatoes are looking perfect. Mwah, chef's kiss. Now, I'm just going to try some, and hopefully it tastes just like my mother used to make it. Getting that butter. Getting a little bit of the spiciness from the pepper. Could do a bit with a bit more pepper. But all in all, it tastes just like mashed potatoes. What I would recommend is putting on a liberal amount of pepper to really cover up the taste. Add to it, and maybe tone down the butter just a bit from what I did. But other than that, this is better than your average mashed potatoes, and I hope you all make this for your holiday season. So with that, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.